On today's episode of Warehouse Safety Tips, we're going to be going over the fifth S of the 5S methodology, sustain. So stay tuned. Welcome to Warehouse Safety Tips. If you're a seasoned vodcast viewer, this vodcast is going to be different from most that you watch. It's based around exactly what the name implies, warehouse safety tips. And since the people in this industry are busy, we know that time is money, so each episode will be as short and to the point as possible. And now, with all that out of the way, let's get to the vodcast. Hey, we've made it to the fifth and final S of the 5S methodology, sustain. But before we get to that, let me make sure that I go over the first four S's of the 5S methodology so that you know exactly what we've covered so far. The first week we covered the origins of the 5S methodology. The second week we went over the very first S of the 5S methodology, which is sort. Sort means going through and making sure that you find everything that's essential and non-essential. The second S of the 5S methodology is going to be straighten. That's going to be going through and making sure that after you have found everything that's essential and non-essential, that you organize everything in the best possible way for everyone to have the most efficient way of using things, and making sure that everybody does things in an order of operation for most important person that needs it, getting it first. The third S of the 5S methodology is going to be shine. Now, we talk about this as being cleaning, but it goes way beyond that. It is cleaning, but it's also, while you're cleaning, going through and making sure that you notice things that may be out of place, like a leak or a sound or something that just isn't jiving right, and also at the same time seeing things that could be improved upon. So it's making sure that you are very sure of your environment and knowing ways to either improve upon it or fix things that are going on with it. The fourth S of the 5S methodology is going to be to standardize. That's going through and making sure that you take the first three S's and align them in a way that is the most organized way possible. And then we get to today, which is the fifth S, and that is sustain. That is having the discipline of all four of the 5S methodology S's and going through and making sure that you do things even when no one is watching. So it's not just when the boss is there, it's not just when OSHA's there, it's not when management's watching or a fellow coworker is watching. It's that stuff that you do every day that makes a constant and never-ending improvement. And that brings us to the end. But it's not the fifth and final S, because there is a 6S methodology out there, and that sixth S is safety. And that's exactly what we're going to be covering on the next Warehouse Safety Tips. But until then, make sure that you have a great day, have an absolute safe day, and here is a word from one of our sponsors.
It's scientifically unexplainable. It's virtually indestructible. And it's taking over the entire planet. But in a really good way. It's Mighty Line floor tape, the most durable floor tape in the world. 7 times thicker than average floor tape. Beveled to endure pounding warehouse traffic. And backed with a super strong peel and stick adhesive, so you'll never have to worry about painting shop floors again. Mighty Line floor tape, the only durable stripe.